got a sexy one for you this week.
That's right. We're talking about doing plays.
We're talking about why does the air smell like piss?
We're talking about doing pods with your friends and being a dead man's younger brother.
We're talking about your pants and hiding it from someone.
We're talking about showing full until your agent says no thank you.
And we're talking about Dipper, are you unhappy?
I'm fine.
I don't
I'm
think you
content.
are. Content is wild.
What do you want from me?
Enjoyed this week's episode of Sloppy Seconds. We have the incredible, the incomparable Chris Renfro with us.
Oh, Mary.
Oh. How you doing? I'm going to get some pudding. I'm going to put this pudding in the fridge.
If you know what I mean.
Oh.
Mom!
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180.
What?
Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you slept, you stupid little you not so you dirty little One of the Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper, Meatball and Meatball, and that's a Big Dipper.
I said 9-1!
9-1!
9-1!
9-1.
How are you today?
Dainty.
Small.
Small little girl.
What'd you eat for breakfast?
I had eggs, and I doubled that down with. Someone told me that you're not supposed to do this, but I had some old chicken breast in my
Old?
fridge.
How old?
Well, it was part of a meal prep, and then I was like, I'm not going to take my meal prep to the office today. So I chopped up the chicken breast and put it in the eggs.
Yeah, mother-daughter
And then I was
breakfast.
literally like, is that what that's called?
Well, I call it mother-daughter.
It was giving, and then I did it, and I was like, oh, I put the baby and the chicken together. That's weird. Thoughts?
I eat it because
I ate
have
it too.
a
I was
name
like,
for
that's
it.
a lot of protein.
And if there's one thing we're here for breakfast is
Protein.
protein.
It's good for the brain.
Keep it going.
Protein. And then I chased it down with this delicious Red Bull.
I'm drinking what they call.
What the is that?
This is a C4, and it's.
Did you steal that from Delta's locker?
Purple
Popsicle flavored?
All right, let's
Prison.
get into the show.
Please welcome to the pod. They are a comedian, actor, and a hottie. It's Chris Renfro.
Hi, Chris.
What up?
Oh.
Kill yourself.
Oh,
Ah!
we've got a listener.
We've
in the
got a
house.
listener.
Hey,
baby.
chat. Kill yourself.
Oh my god.
How are you?
I'm good. I
You
just got back. I just got back.
Yesterday.
Yesterday night, even.
Where from?
Oh, wow.
I've been in New York.
New York.
New York
City.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
That place
Did you-
smells like piss all the time.
All the
I
time.
know, every time I visit. Well, that's why I stay in Brooklyn, because it smells less like piss.
I don't believe you.
It's windier and there's a lot more dust.
There's a lot more dust. Piss dust.
Piss dust.
It's the dried piss.
It turns into dust, and it gets in your eye.
Blow down.
It's on your face.
Yes.
All the New Yorkers are listening, like being like, LA is a piece of
I know, but you know what I think about every time I'm in New York? Anytime I enter into an apartment space, I'm always like, okay, shoes
off.
For
hands
sure.
washed, face scrubbed. Like, I just feel like I'm bringing so much more of like garbage dust in with me.
I have never broken out in my life, and now it's everywhere. It's just like
It's the
pure.
piss stuff.
Was it,
It's-
is it
it'll
the
get
piss
you.
hair, or was it just the
It's the piss hair and the poo poo.
and maybe
piss
all
hair.
the makeup from doing O'Mary?
I didn't wear makeup for O'Mary.
Bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum, bum, bum. I
Bum,
just
bum.
look like that.
Oh,
Smooth.
smooth,
Soft.
gorgeous, supple
Butter.
skin.
How many push-ups do you do a day?
9.
Not true.
No.
I just have my little protein bar.
I just have my little chicken and
my
eggs every
chicken and
morning.
egg, and then I live my life.
I eat my little mommy and my little baby.
Can you do push-ups?
Sure, I'm sure I could if I tried.
I
Gun to your head. I'm sure.
Then you
When
go-
I was working out with Mark, I think I did 20 one time, and I was like, I have to stop.
That's a lot.
push-ups are challenging. You know what's even harder?
Inclined push-up.
I was gonna say Pull-ups.
Oh, could never.
No, I
I
could
do-
do like 2.
There's too much weight on the bottom here. I think I'd actually probably dislocate
Hair.
because I'm a potato on toothpicks.
Toothpicks. Well, welcome back. Let's answer the age-old question. What's better, New York or LA?
Okay, so I'm having a hard time with that right now because I previously would have absolutely said LA.
Yes.
I lived there 10 years ago and immediately was like, no, I'm not going to stay here.
Right.
And then I would go to New York like 2 or 3 times a year, visit friends, see shows, and be like, that's enough, goodbye.
Right.
And then last year, as I was visiting, I was leaving with the sense of, oh, damn, I really wish I could stay longer. So now I'm sort of on the fence. I have a hot take, though, and I think the subway is worse than driving. It takes longer.
Yes.
It's not reliable. And if
Yes.
it's after 10 p.m., it's going to take 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you
I've
can't
always felt
drive.
that.
So it's like,
I've-
that's not even an option.
I don't mind
and everyone's like,
traffic.
take a bike. Yeah, right.
No, I
Oh,
did on this trip.
The
I
electric
saw,
bike?
No, the city bikes, but I saw Liev Schreiber and Coleman Domingo on city bikes as I was just like
The same one?
walking through the city. Yeah, he
Holding
was
each
on
other?
pegs on the back. No, but I was like, everybody makes,
My
rides
friends
a
think
city
I'm
bike.
crazy that when I go to New York and we're all hanging out there, like, let's just grab the subway. And I'll like look at the time on the map, like subway versus car. And I was like, we're getting in a car. Like the subway from where they live to Manhattan would be like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And then a car's 30 minutes. I was like, we're taking the car.
Yeah, as long as you're not driving through Times Square,
Yeah.
it's like, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
Crazy.
And they think I'm crazy. But I guess it is expensive if you live there and you're taking a car everywhere.
Yes.
Sure.
When
I'm
you're splurging on
visiting.
when
I'm
I'm
visiting.
visiting.
It's a vacation. That money doesn't count.
So how long were you there this time?
I got there just after Christmas and I got back last night.
So did
5
the
months?
whole time you feel like I'm visiting, or were you like I'm living here?
Well, I felt like I'm living here.
Yeah.
So, like, I bought a bunch of stuff for my apartment. Well, here's the
Mm.
deal. So, I got a spot in Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Know it
And
well.
it was, like, very lightly furnished. Like, they gave me a bed and I had a couch, quotation marks,
Oh.
which they absolutely insisted I keep. And a breakfast nook that they had like built, which
Sure.
was really cute. And so like I outfitted it all, and I was supposed to have that place until July. And
Okay.
then as I finished furnishing the apartment in February,
Yeah.
I got a text from the woman saying, "So, by the way, I wasn't allowed to lease this to you. I still live there, and the landlord doesn't allow this. You have to go next week."
What the?
She sucks.
That's crazy.
That's absolutely. I would
Gave
kill
me
her.
no leeway.
Wait, now hold on.
I bought a gun. No, but she kicked you out in a week. It's hard to find a place in New York.
Yes.
What'd you do?
Luckily, I found a place in the Upper West Side. So then I started subleasing there with someone that was like,
Oh.
you can meet the landlord and this
Okay.
is okay.
Okay,
And then,
got
like,
it.
happenstantially, she was childhood best friends with the person that was staying in my bedroom in LA.
Oh.
So I was like, we got many points of connection here. We're fine. She
Yeah.
has a
Good.
beautiful studio and it was great for work. So
That's
it was
amazing.
fine, but just so annoying.
Apartments.
I
Do you
meant-
like-
South
I mean, my
Lakes.
ultimate goal would be to like rent a room or like sublet a room in New York, and then just whenever I was visiting, just stay there, like
yes.
year round. But like,
Oh, just keep a place.
just
Okay,
keep a place,
or
but like
keep a
let other
room.
people stay there and be like, okay, if you're gonna stay there for that long, it's like this much to sleep there.
So
but like,
I found out that one of my friends got a place with the intention of moving to Fort Greene in New York.
Yeah.
Also, like fitted it out, got it all done or whatever. And
Yeah.
then that job that he was going to move there for, kaput. And he was like,
Oh,
"What
no.
the?"
Show
He's like, "I'm
business.
not going to live here then." So moved to LA, but had the lease and everything. So now he just has all of his friends like take over and like
that's what I want.
whatever, but still has the place whenever he goes to New York.
Because
And
I
I think
would,
that's
I would
great.
go stay
I
in New York
support you.
for the fall. I would stay for like 4 months,
Okay.
just disappear. I would not get any money because drag shows out there do not pay the same as they do out here.
They pay out here
Yeah.
For some people.
with some people.
I was talking. Okay, so I went to.
You're disassociating.
No, I was like-
Yes, don't look at me. Friend of the pod, Kiki Ball Change, has a show on Tuesdays at Pieces called Two Stupid Queens. and I went to her.
Last time I was there, Titus Burgess was there.
Oh, my baby.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he had
baby.
cornrows.
Yeah.
I thought he was bald.
No.
Might have been a wig. We'll get to it.
Character acting is bald.
And
on
tattoos.
on the TV show.
I
A
didn't
lot
know,
of tattoos.
Didn't know about all the
He's talented.
tattoos.
Yeah. Very strong.
Oh yeah, he
He's
looked
How many
very
strong.
push-ups do you think
He was
Titus does?
Oh, 150.
I think he could do 150 in his sleep.
He seems jacked.
He's
I
jacked.
bet when he slaps, it's really hard too.
Like, how kind of slaps? Your chest?
Have you ever had a guy punch your chest while you're
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yesterday it happened to me. And he was grunting and he was like, oh, yeah. And he kept doing it. And I was like, I didn't know how to be like, no.
What is that?
I
What is
don't
that?
know. He
What-
was really releasing
It's-
something.
Was it hard or was it soft and more just like contact?
What do they call it? Soft,
Soft
boxing.
boxing.
He was like, ugh, ugh. But it was like enough for me to be like, please stop.
It's happened to me twice and it's really confusing.
It's like
Well-
rough housing.
No, it's not though.
But it's
not.
Because it's like so pathetic.
Whoa.
Well,
Like if
Controversial take.
if like I get a slap, that's aggressive.
oh.
People have slapped your titties?
From the side?
No, I mean like a slap in the face.
Oh,
you know, and
right,
like, of course
right.
you're not gonna punch someone in the well, maybe,
Maybe, depending on how
Punch him in the throat.
You know, but
I've done that.
What?
It was more of like a chop.
Why?
Didn't like what he was up to. He wouldn't get off my you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah.
My friend someone and had a katana sword to their neck the whole time per their request. Let's take a break.
We could.
We could, actually.
we
That's
could.
very
Let's
good
take a
timing.
break.
We'll take a
Let's
break
take a
after
break.
that one. There is nothing like a good night's sleep. I feel refreshed, energetic, and ready to take the day. Good sleep equals a better me.
And you know what can really make for a bad night of sleep is a mattress that isn't the right fit for you. So many people out there are sleeping on bad matches when it comes to mattresses. They just sleep on whatever's around. If they're traveling, you sort of don't have a choice. Or if you're subletting an apartment, you sort of take whatever's there. I have been out on the road and I just got back to my apartment after basically 2 months away. My mattress, what an amazing feeling to get back into my Helix mattress.
That's why we just love our Helix mattresses. They're great to sleep on, and I love sleeping on mine.
I wake up refreshed. I feel like I have deep sleep on my Helix. Like when I was out of town, I felt like I was kind of awake all night long because I was on such a bad mattress. But this mattress, I go down. I get my REMs.
Me too. I used to be that girl that would like fall asleep watching TV on the sofa, but now if I'm like, I just won't let it happen. My brain is like, get to the good bed. You
Get
don't
to the
even want
good
to
one.
be here. Get up the stairs. Get in that bed.
Helix is great because you take a quiz and then based on your answers, you can find the best mattress match for you.
And they have tons of different models to choose from. So if you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper, or if you run hot when you sleep, or if you run cold, they've got something just for you.
And before getting my Helix, I'd never ordered a mattress online. I know it can feel like, wow, that's a big purchase and you're just doing it online. But it's so great to have that huge piece of furniture in your life be shipped right to your door. So all you have to do is bring it inside and unbox it. Plus, you don't have to go deal with a mattress salesperson or go to the store and sort of bounce around on all these mattresses that other people are touching.
Yeah, and then you're like having to set up when they're going to deliver it and waiting around all day. Baby, this thing comes straight to your door. You don't have to think about it. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy for 27% off site-wide and a free bedding bundle, sheet set, and mattress protector. Oh, baby! That's if you get any Luxe or Elite mattress order.
And this offer is exclusive just for listeners of Sloppy Seconds.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy for 27% off site-wide and a free bedding bundle, which is a sheet set and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
You can get your bedding bundles.
All right, we are back, and let's keep it 100 and talk about Oh Mary.
Ratata.
Did you know that Cole announced that play on our very podcast?
Really?
Do you
Did
know
they?
about
Yes,
this?
we didn't know it was a joke.
We didn't know it wasn't a joke.
Correct.
We did a live show in Brooklyn at the Sultan Room. Cole was our
listened
guest.
to that episode.
This was 2 years ago. I mean, it was a while ago. And at the end, and the entire time, like, you know, we like to have fun, but sometimes we ask sort of serious questions. We were asking a lot of like,
They weren't going to
why
answer
are
any of
you
those.
inspired to make comedy? Like, tell us about more like how that CBS Sunday Morning interview was, where
Sure.
Cole like revealed some stuff about like what their inspiration and their grandma and all that stuff. But the entire time Cole was like, I do it for my kids. Like the whole thing was a
If I'm
joke.
ever in a terrible, horrible mood, I go back to that interview because it's so
crazy.
good.
So at the very end, we're like, so what do you have going on? And they sort of paused for a minute and then was like, I'll be starring in a play as Mary Todd Lincoln soon. So keep your eyes out for that. And we were all like,
I'm
like,
about to be a Pulitzer finalist.
yes,
by the way.
exactly.
How could I forget?
It was very funny. This was obviously before the initial run,
Sure.
the off-Broadway run. But it was so funny because we were all like, that's crazy.
My friends were online trying to like find
And
where
it
it was. It didn't exist yet.
they
And
hadn't
were like,
announced
what
it.
is going on?
My God.
So we thought it was a bit, and then all of a sudden, here's O'Mary.
They're truly chaotic neutral.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Well, maybe evil. Maybe a little evil. Can you
Demon
tell us
twink.
about your O'Mary journey?
Yeah. So I was working with Sam Pinkleton
Mhm.
and Ryan O'Connell. Ryan had just written a play. We'd met on Queer as Folk, and he called me up one day and was like, "Hey, I wrote this thing and I have you in mind. Do you want to just do like a pretty relaxed reading in my kitchen, and I'll order us chicken? Mommy and baby.
Mommy and baby.
Mommy and baby."
I'll order us mommy.
And at the time, I had a vacation plan with my best friend to Costa Rica, and I was like, something is telling me I need to cancel this vacation to Costa Rica. And I got her permission,
Whoa.
and she's like, I will only be mad if nothing comes of this, but I'm going to put it in my back pocket. I'm like, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
We got everything settled. It was like a family vacation. Anyway, so that went well, and then got a call from Ryan being like, hey, we're going to do a quick workshop in New York, but heads up, we can only pay you $250. And something again was like, I should do this. So I went there, and on my night off, I went to go watch O'Mary.
Yeah.
I tried to get tickets from Sam, and he was like, I'm the director. I can't even get tickets, but I can get you house seats for $200. So I spent my entire stipend on that ticket.
Wow.
And after the show, I was like, oh, shit, I have to be in this. So I text Sam and was like, please let me audition when you go on tour. I'm right for the teacher.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think that's a good idea. And then 3 weeks later, it just happened that they were looking for immediate replacements. And I got to audition here, like behind Hollywood Forever Cemetery of all places.
Oh,
Because
weird.
Sam was directing
Crazy.
Lacage.
Right, and we saw
Oh,
that.
Yeah. And then I think I waited 3 weeks to figure out if I got it or not. And then
Love
I had-
that. Love that
acting.
time where
Love that kind of
it
stuff.
gives you just enough time. That gives you just enough time to be like, oh, I didn't get it, and then fully recover. Like you're like over not getting it, and then they call and they're like, you got it.
Yes. And I was doing my solo, I had written a solo show for the very first time, and I was doing it, and Sam and the casting director had soft RSVP'd, which at the time, softbox. And I was like, okay, well, obviously they're not going to come
Right.
if I
Yeah.
don't get it. And that day they finally were like, okay, we are coming. And then I found out as I was going into the show that I got it.
That's incredible.
Wow.
And then I moved the next week.
That
That's
is
scary.
crazy.
Yeah.
How much rehearsal did you have before you went in?
We had 6 rehearsals, and they were like 4 hours long.
For the whole show.
For the whole show. So we came in memorized. So it was Betty Gilpin, Philip Brannon, and myself. And we all came in memorized, obviously, but also independently, we had all gone to the show many times. They gave us like a little badge so we could go.
Right.
And we'd all independently memorize the blocking because we were so nervous about
Yeah.
fucking up this like
Yeah.
moving train.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
like the first people to jump in there.
I think that is such a wild thing about like covers and understudies and like replacement casting. Like, I think, maybe Chicago is one of the most famous for like that sort of stunt replacement
Mhm.
casting. And you always see like, didn't Wendy Williams do it?
Yeah.
And they like filmed.
Did she?
She goes, when you're good to mama. How you doing? I'm not even joking. There's a video of it. It's so good.
But like they show them rehearsing and it's like, it's the dance captain and one, like you had you had cast members to rehearse with.
Luckily, yes.
Because a lot of times it's like, well, you walk from here to here, you talk to a person who will be here when we do the one Puddin rehearsal.
yeah.
Like, it's such a
Pudding?
crazy. Do you want pudding?
We're gonna do a pudding rehearsal.
For
okay,
you,
everyone,
you're
That's
strip
me.
down.
Everyone,
You're like,
get in the
everyone,
bed.
take your shoes off. Squish around.
Pull out
But
the pool.
It is really, that's like a feat.
Yeah, I mean, one of my best friends from college made his Broadway debut 2 months before me in Aladdin, and that was his experience. So he got in 2 weeks before the show, and he had, I'm gonna get it wrong, but like the associate dance captain, because like the associate director and actual like the dance captain of the show were both out. So
God.
he did the whole show alone until the Puddin, and then he was telling me that at the pudding
At the
rehearsal,
pudding.
At the pudding.
pudding show, he
Oh,
was
no,
the only
not
one
the
in costume.
costume.
At the pudding
At the pudding show.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I give you permission. Only half of me is allowed to do it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So I mean, it is so crazy because by that point, by the time you were in it, it was like already on Broadway,
Yes, and it was
and it was
a
like the
runaway
biggest
hit.
show on Broadway at
It-
that point.
Yes, it was insane.
See, the first time I saw it, well, the only time I saw it, first time, was at the First Theater. So I was
Lucy
like,
Lortel.
yeah, Lucille
Lortel.
Lortel. That's what it's called? That's a weird
Yeah.
name.
That's the Lucille Lortel Pudding Emporium.
Pudding
The
Theater.
Pudding Emporium.
It was already sold. It was so sold out the whole run of that series too. It was like impossible to get a ticket.
Yeah,
So
we jumped in at the year anniversary.
Jesus Christ.
So wild. I
Yeah.
think the marketing on the show has been so good because they're just very good at being like, this is your only chance. This is your only chance. Oh, wait, Cole's coming back. Oh, wait, no, Titus is coming back. Oh, wait. Oh, this is your only chance.
Yeah, I think they genuinely are, like, that's their thought behind the scene as well.
Whatever they're doing, it's
They're
working,
like,
baby.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
And I think that a lot of props have to go to the social media.
Yes.
Austin Spiro
Yes.
is incredible. I feel like so much of like the groundwork of people talking about it came from like the Twitter account and the
Uh-huh.
Instagram
Yeah.
and how just chaotic it is,
Yeah.
chaotic and gay, and that's all out of this guy's mind.
What is your relationship to Betty Gilpin?
I love that woman and I would die for her. I would put a knife to my throat for fun if she asked me to. She's
A katana.
I would myself with a sword if Betty Gilpin asked me to.
Ooh.
She is so, I don't know, enigmatic. She's so
She's an icon.
watchable.
Yeah.
And I feel like she does feel like an icon to me, but I'm also like, didn't she just get here? Like, I know she's done so much.
She was
like
on
filming.
Glow, right?
Yes.
That's I think the
Was
first time I
that her
saw
big
her.
moment? Was
I
Glow?
think it was.
Did
yeah.
you watch what was it? The American Evil
American Primeval,
Yes.
which came out while we were rehearsing.
Gag. That show is crazy.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah,
When do
she.
you have time to watch TV?
I keep it going while I do my other things. I like to consume.
Yeah.
Pudding.
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 You put the pudding in the.
You put the
This
pudding
is
in
the,
the
this is the
mama.
one where we get canceled. Did he die yet?
Oh my God.
Bill Cosby?
I hope so.
Is he dead?
We were talking about American Primeval starring Betty Gilpin's.
Betty Gilpin's.
So she's cool.
She's the best. She's incredible. This was
Do you
her.
want me to Google it, bitch?
Yeah, can you look?
Okay.
Yeah, what's she like?
So she
Is
was making
the
her Broadway
pudding
debut
guy
also.
dead?
Okay.
And so it was like wonderful to have that with like do that part of the journey with someone also. Philip, this was his third Broadway show.
Old hat. you know what I
Old
mean?
hat. Yeah. So he was like the consummate just stoic. He was like, man, we got this. Is fine. Meanwhile, Betty and I were like, yeah, we got it. And then crying together like in the bathroom or in the dressing room, being like,
Oh my
we're
God.
frauds.
Oh
This is so
no.
crazy.
He's 87.
But dead or alive 87?
Baby girl alive.
Where?
I remember he got out of prison.
Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't. Hold on.
He's out of prison?
You need to stop. No, Bill Cosby is not in jail. He was released from prison in June of 2021 after the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his 2018 conviction on sexual assault charges. All right, we
So
should
like
not.
the imposter syndrome was pretty heavy when you were there, or did you get into it quickly? That's always my thing.
The imposter syndrome was like fully there. I knew deep down that I was like, well, this part specifically is like everything that I love to do and do well. So
Right.
in theory, it will be fine. But it's hard to not escape the imposter syndrome. And like Betty gives one of the best stage performances I've ever seen as Mary. And even her the entire time, even a month into the run, we were both like, did we ruin this show?
Mhm.
Did
But
you? I'm just kidding.
no way of knowing, really. Maybe that's why I'm in LA.
No.
Hold on now.
Calm down. Did you have to like learn any other roles in case, like backup or swing?
No,
or
but I
anything?
did because I'm psychotic.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
learned Mary.
That would have been crazy.
Just in case.
Just in
oh,
case.
Just in
Just in
case.
case.
There's a turnabout night on Broadway.
You know.
Who knows?
Just in case someone took a sledgehammer to Betty's little leggy.
Wait, and so
Whoopsie
did
doopsie.
you do it with Betty and with Titus?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
So how did
Betty
you-
and I started together with Philip, and then Philip, myself, and Titus ended the same night, and then the whole original cast came back.
Wow.
Someone who I was working on the show or saw both of them was like, it's just they do it so differently.
Yes.
So how was it for you to like? Did you have to change anything, or were you just still trying to like go off their vibes?
There was
I would have been like
Like,
I
a
don't know.
lot of
I would have just
small-
been laughing at Titus. He cracks
Titus
me
is so
up just
funny.
standing still.
He's so funny. He's so nice, which I was so grateful for. Because I'm like, at that stature, you could be anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
But he's like
Titus.
genuinely like so giving, and it's like great. But they are so completely different. Like Betty was like a horse on steroids running at 500 miles an hour. Also, she gave birth 6 months before we started, which was
What the
insane.
fuck?
What?
Insane. Taking care of 2 kids. Other kid
Did she
4 years old?
Bring him to her dressing room.
Yes.
That's so
Not all the
cool.
time. Every once
Oh,
in a
yeah,
while. Yeah.
clearly,
Her
yeah.
husband Cosmo would take care of the kids.
Cosmo.
We love
Cosmo and
Cosmo.
Puddin.
And then with Titus, because we were
Gorgeous.
in the show,
Yeah.
equity rules say that we can't rehearse more than a certain number of hours. So I only got to run it with Titus once before we.
Oh, so Titus was
Debuted.
doing his own Puddin
Titus was
rehearsals.
getting what we were just talking about, essentially.
Whoa.
Had to rehearse alone.
Yes. So then we were
Wow.
discovering like our rhythm and stuff on stage the
In
whole time.
front of
And
people.
Titus only had 3 weeks. So like by the time we hit our groove, we were bowing goodnight.
Wow. Donnell saw Titus, said it was incredible.
Yeah,
and
I
wants
heard
to
it
go
was
back.
insane.
Yeah, he's wild.
I heard
That-
rumors of who the next one will be, and I'm gonna buy those tickets.
That's also another amazing thing, like whether it's organic or not, this whole idea of like cycling people through,
Oh yeah, she's
being-
the new Roxy Hart.
being able to bring
Yes.
Cole back whenever.
How you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Whitney Williams, y'all.
It's like-
they got that bitch on the
It's like, Abe, how you
You
doing?
doing?
Where's my drinks?
Oh, mother. Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I think you're good on that one. Yeah, you got that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just so cool. You must feel so proud to be a part of that. It's
Yes,
such
it's
like a cultural
insane.
juggernaut.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things I've ever done.
Very cool.
And I feel,
Are you gonna go back when this?
I hope so.
Yeah.
w-
You never know, really.
They,
huh?
they love to tell us absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, of course.
absolutely
you never
nothing.
can tell. Isn't that the name of something?
You never can't tell.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, what
And
was
that was Strangers with Candy.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
guess I do that.
You could what?
Let's take a break.
Yeah, well, let's take a break on that one. I like this guy.
Yeah, we did. And we're back. I want to talk about, what were you going to talk about?
Well, I was gonna ask this one question because it's up here.
Sure.
Do people think you're Brad Renfro's little brother?
Yeah, all the time. And I think my dad used to tell us that we were related to him.
Who is Brad Renfro?
He's a dead man.
He
He's a
died
man
at
who's dead.
25. Hollywood tragedy.
What?
He's a man who is dead.
So
Look it
if-
up.
I know who he is. And if you
Well,
were
how did he
his
die?
little brother, it would be traumatic to talk to you about it.
Yeah, that was really inappropriate.
No,
I would
I'm
be
just
very
saying to
sad.
anybody who did that.
You have a podcast called One of Us. that I recently this morning had to cancel.
I heard from the producers.
Sorry.
Well, she didn't realize that we were leaving
Because
on
our
a
flight
jet
lands
plane
on a Wednesday.
Thursday.
Yes, it lands on a Thursday, so I thought we were leaving Wednesday, but we're leaving Tuesday and get there Thursday.
No, that's wrong. We're
What are you doing to me?
we're flying on Wednesday, the 21st.
So you can do the show.
You
So I
said
can do it. You told me we were leaving Tuesday.
Because you canceled
no.
on Tuesday.
You were under the impression we were leaving on Thursday,
Correct.
and then
We're gonna look at my. I think he's wrong again.
no, we leave on Wednesday, the 21st,
You can just look at the ticket.
and we
I'll
land.
just look at my ticket.
Yeah, I think that's
And my
probably
phone's gonna
best.
die soon, but we can figure this out. And we're back. You have a podcast called One of Us.
I do. One of us with Finn and Chris. Are you keeping the stuff in right before this when you asked me if my brother died?
I don't know. I'm not the editor.
Yeah, I have a podcast with my best friend Finn Argus called One of Us with Finn and Chris. And we started it because we kind of just do everything together. And we're like,
Yeah.
why not do another thing? And it's produced by Mariah Gossett. Oh, why did I stutter? Mariah Gossett and Erica Ghetto, who are incredible. And it's like part improv, part candid conversation, part me trying to get canceled. It's very this.
Oh, I want
It's
to.
very
I
this.
should. I want to do it.
Hey, you should.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get
Yeah,
to
we'll
that.
figure that
Find a
out.
time that works for your schedule. to
Yeah,
do
we
it.
gotta. Once we get that nailed down.
Once we figure
Once
that
we
out,
figure out when and where my plane is.
But is it like an improv? Like you like come up with characters and do goofy
we like
stuff? or
yeah,
you
we
just
scale it
chit-chat?
depending on the guest, but like
their
in-
improbability.
yes, the improbabilities, the Puddin. We call it like a mix of Why Won't You Date Me meets Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh,
Hmm.
love. Two of my
Mhm.
faves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very fun. We're about to have our year anniversary and we're going to do a live show at UCB on May
Fun.
22nd at 5:30 p.m. in Los Angeles.
Go check that out.
Go check it
chat.
out. Hey, chat. Put a thumbs up if you're gonna go.
Kill yourself.
Put a gun.
I want to talk to you about the television program you were on called Queer as Folk.
Okay.
Dipper loves that show
The original and the new one.
and the new one.
I
You
like
wouldn't
it.
when
I
the new one
liked
was
both.
airing. You wouldn't shut up about it.
Well, I did consume it aggressively.
There's a lot of
'cause-
qualifications happening right now.
What do you mean? I feel like she's being weird.
Am I being weird?
I think that we're all being a little weird right
I
now.
think someone needs to
Something-
pull out their gun.
I want to know about your experience on that because I like that show came in with a bang and then like
I mean,
didn't have a second season, but also like covered so many topics
yeah.
in that season, and also had to like live up to the name of the original series. Like, what was that like? Was that a lot of pressure for you to work on that show, or did you guys just like do it in a little capsule and then like let it live?
Oh, it was a lot of pressure. Like we all understood what sort of like legacy we're stepping into.
Yeah.
But for the vast majority of our time in New Orleans, it was just about like appreciating it together. We were also filming it at like when Delta, the Delta variant came out.
Yeah.
So we weren't like out partying a lot or
Mm.
whatever. So we were basically in gay summer camp, just like hopping between each other's houses and apartments, having like slumber parties and drinking wine. And it was like super lovely.
That sounds so
And
nice.
it was that is top two best experience of my life. It's truly that and O'Mary.
Wow.
It's like they just feel so special to me.
Is that where you met Finn?
Yes.
Very
yeah.
cool.
A lot of my best friends are from that show.
Yeah. I used to do stuff back in like nightlife in Chicago with Armand.
Yes, Armand
Okay.
Fields.
Yes, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I haven't talked to them in a really long time, but I remember when they were on the show and I was like, oh,
What's their drag name? Miss
Chicago.
Cleopatra?
So-
Miss Cleo?
something in the Cleo world.
Mhm, mhm,
uh-huh. And but so many people from that show have like continued on in such great pursuits, like Johnny, Sibylle,
Oh yeah.
and
Sibley.
Ryan,
Sibley.
like you mentioned. Sibley? How do you say
Ryan
it?
Sibley.
Wait.
Ryan Sibley and Johnny O'Connor. O'Connor.
Oh gosh, whose names are what?
Oh, no.
Get the puddin.
And Benito Skinner,
Yes.
who played the sort of like was he closeted or just straight on that program?
He loves being closeted.
I don't remember. No,
He was like anti, right?
No. He was
A
using
sellout. He was a corporate shill.
Yeah, using the deaths of the people to gain fame, which is
Got
not
it.
unlike Benny.
Wow.
Drag her out.
I love her.
Did you ever watch that show?
Mm-mm. I was gonna lie, but I didn't see it. I don't really watch TV.
She doesn't like long form.
I can't watch
What are you, YouTube Shorts?
not YouTube Shorts, just YouTube's.
Okay.
15 minutes. That's about as much as you can get from me.
I started watching, and this is sorry, we're going off topic now. Is it Jet Lag, the show where they're playing hide and seek across the entire city, and I'm like so obsessed with this right now.
What is this?
I think it's called Jet Lag, but I literally just started watching
And
it yesterday.
is it reality or is it scripted?
Reality,
And they just play hide and seek in LA?
They did it in Tokyo. They did it in New York. But they have like cards. It's to promote a product.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. But the episodes are an hour long each.
That's crazy to
And I'm
me.
just
Oh,
watching
they just
people.
have their own YouTube channel.
Yes, and it's part of like Nebula. You would think that I work for them.
The
how
game
hard I'm
hide
working.
and seek. It's a transit game,
Trans.
Trans.
and you can buy the cards.
Puddin.
You can buy the
Dragonfly.
cards for $35. Jet Lag.
Jet lag.
A new transit
Get
game
into it.
available at youtube.com.
Yeah, no, I can only do like 15 minutes. So you watching an hour-long thing is crazy to me.
I mean, me too. My little ADHD brain. I run out of my Adderall tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I know a guy on Sniffies who's selling it.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I
I've
love
done
those drug dealers on Sniffies. The way they advertise their
They just want you to
wares.
have it all. And
They're
then
so
they're also
nice.
like,
They're like-
and a little hole on the side.
They're like, I got boner pills, stay hard. I got
P&P.
uppers,
clouds.
I got downers, I got clouds.
I got
I'm
Addies.
mobile.
I wrote, oh, should I say that? I went, how much
Addies?
for the Addies? And he goes, 50. And I go, for one?
One?
And he goes, for 5. And then he wrote back, you're kind of cute.
What
Okay,
picture?
then make it 7.
I'm not going to show you my Sniffies.
I've
Why
seen
not?
You've seen
I want to see it.
Chubby Top.
Chubby Top.
It's just full nude.
It's full nudes. I don't care. Have them. What are you going to do? Blackmail me?
What are you gonna do?
Slap my
Do you get recognized on hookup apps?
Yes, sometimes.
And what do you
Do
like?
you have full nudes available?
Yes.
And if those went public, would you care?
Well, I'm naked on like every show that I'm on.
Out though?
I guess not.
They did
Though we did film out for Queer as Folk, and then at the last second, my agents pulled it.
Your agents pulled it?
Yeah, they were like, I don't know
That's
if we
power.
want that.
That's power. Agents against NBC Universal?
Mhm.
Well, they're like,
Wow.
we'll save it for something like a Gone Girl.
We'll
You know
save
what
it
I mean?
for
That's kind of
a
what
May
their
the
thinking
7th.
I
was. They
think
were
if
like,
we're gonna get your out to the people, it's got to be Oscar worthy.
yeah, and I was just excited to be doing something. I
Right.
booked the show in my bedroom during the pandemic, and I was
Yes.
like, I'll show my.
I'll show my
I'll put my pudding for you. What do you want?
and they were like, okay, well,
Okay,
calm down like a
calm-
little,
Calm
bit.
down. That was that. I think the hesitation that you sensed when we brought up the show was my curiosity on like I felt like that show wanted to be as gay as possible, as queer as possible, as out there as possible, but it was part of the launch of Peacock, wasn't it?
It was like pretty early on.
Early
in
on, and they
Peacock
were
for
trying to
sure.
like get people over there, and it was kind of before Peacock really leaned into movies and like all of the Universal property. Like
Before
it
they
really
got
was just
Wicked.
like shows,
Yeah.
right? So I always thought, I was like, I wonder if there would be more of this show if it could have found like its queer audience.
If it was like on Max or something.
Yeah, or something where they weren't going. So that's interesting that like they were ready to put in, but your agents pulled your
Yeah.
tugged on it.
They made me.
You love being naked. I haven't seen your one-man show.
Cool. So
Chris
no answer to
Renfro.
my question. You hate my questions.
Go for it. No, answer that.
I think that there could have been more of an audience had we been on a platform, perhaps, that were more queer forward. I know a lot of the marketing also. Bye, girl. Gone,
Gone
girl.
girl. Cock. She's going for
I'm
the
giving
cock.
cock out over here.
Gone girl.
You're on sniffies right now trying to get Adderall.
Feed me. What day is it?
What day is it?
Tuesday.
Nope.
Thursday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when does your plane leave?
On Tuesday. We went over this. We're gonna just. Did you finish answering his little question?
I think so.
Okay, so you love being out and naked because I haven't seen your one man show. Chris Renfro tells exactly one story, but all the pictures I see is just your out.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I have a good butt and I want to show it.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah, it's the very first thing that people see when the show starts. So
Okay.
it's like spoiling nothing. Spoiling
Yeah,
nothing.
it's like you give them something to think about for the whole time. They're like, that is just right there in front of me.
I did the show on Monday in New York, and I like talked to one audience member at the top of the show, and I like kind of refer back to them throughout, and he would not stop asking me to see my the entire time. And I was like, we can pull it back just a hair. I did like him; he was very sweet, blah blah blah. But I was like,
But you showed him.
But
your
you start.
ass.
Hey,
I know, I
you
was like-
started it.
I was like, it is online.
No,
Yeah.
but
And you did just see it.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
If you said that's the first thing that happens in the show,
I was like, I already gave it to you.
and then he was like, "I want it more."
Uh
You look over and he's got a napkin and a fork.
huh.
What's kind of the concept of the show? What do we? Why does
Well,
it
if you
start
came-
ass out?
Well, if you came,
Well, I
right.
wasn't in New
She'll
York.
be coming.
Okay,
I'll
well, I
be
did it in
coming to
Los
the one that you
Angeles.
did
Around the
here.
mountain.
Okay,
UCB at 5:30.
Well, that's not the one.
That's not that show.
Oh,
That's not the
different
one.
show.
Yeah, I'm putting it away for a little bit to make it a little bit bigger and longer.
Okay.
But it is me telling exactly one story. So in 2016, I was touring with Kaiser Permanente Educational Theater Company.
You better fucking
There we
work,
go.
corporate.
And we were touring around Southern California performing to like sold out cafeterias of children.
Eating their
Eating the puddin. And during one of the shows, I tore my ACL meniscus, finished that show, but had to get it completely replaced.
Luckily, Kaiser probably
And
helped
Kaiser
out with that.
Permanente
Yeah.
paid for it, luckily. But the recovery time is supposed to have been 3 months, but it took 9 months.
Whoa.
And so I was going stir crazy when I finally got the okay to leave and rejoin society. I went to Akbar and was like, I'm gonna get a man. And so I hit it off with this guy, and this story is about our first date where I myself. And
Relatable.
yes, and I spent the whole time hiding it from him.
You couldn't smell it.
We'll come to the show and see. Also,
Whoa, Mister, I'm putting it away.
Also, I programmed 753 cues in it, and I'm running it all at the same time as performing.
That's amazing. That's kind of like
Audio-visual?
Josh's.
Audio visual lights.
Did you see
Wow.
Josh's?
Yes.
1,000
Okay. So I
slideshow?
was doing my show. I was 2 weeks away from doing my show. Josh Sharp comes into town, does his show at Dynasty Typewriter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a night off from looking at my computer. Let me go see. And I go see Josh Sharp show, and it's
bunch of slides.
bunch of slides,
But I'm
a lot
sure
of
they're
the
very
same
different.
themes.
Oh.
It's such a good show.
No,
Josh's
I
show,
love
and he
him.
came to my show
And
on
was like,
Monday.
uh-oh.
It was like
It was like, those are my slides. But
The
we even
slideshow's been done before. I think over 100 is crazy.
sure.
The fact that you have 700, what did you say?
Yeah,
That's
753.
nuts.
yeah.
What's going on up here? You good?
No.
You want them Addies?
Yeah.
oh, God.
Get me on Get me to Sniffies. Get me to
Take me
God's
to the-
country.
Give me to-
Get me to God's country.
Snippy. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go celibate soon. We'll save it. For
What's the
sex
worst dick
talk.
you've ever seen?
Worst?
Oh God. In what way? I guess recently I went to the meetup, which is like that pump party where people like inject their penises with silicone.
Oh, and they
or
get
with
their meat
silicone,
up.
and they
Okay.
get it like, well, it's just meetup because it's MEAT up. We're all
Like,
meeting
we're going to
together.
meet up together.
Sure.
And one guy had just done a bunch of saline, and somehow, you know how everybody's body is different.
Familiar.
His, have you ever heard the
Unique,
concept? Have you ever heard the
interesting,
concept of like no
dynamic.
two bodies are the same?
Snowflakes.
His penis corkscrewed like a
Stop- what do you
pigtail, and then
mean?
the like. Okay, so penis.
Okay.
Okay, follow my finger as if we're going out of a urethra. It
Sure.
Went, ooh, it went like that, so it was like fully curled, and the head was upside down.
Was he a duck?
Almost like a duck penis, but it was because it was so full and stuffed. It like didn't know what to do, so it curled around.
Oh, sort of like when you overcook a shrimp. And
It gets rubbery. Well, it looked like I swear to God, if I would have taken like a little tiny like pin to it, it would have popped. Like it looked painful.
Pustuous.
It looked painful and spirally and upside. I can't. Hey, chat, if you can't see, I'm kind of doing a motion with my hand like a spin.
What was his name?
Oh, I did get to meet him. Can't remember his name. But he was very nice. A little scared of me, but very nice.
Well,
Probably because I kept on being like, "What is that? Are you okay, my dude? Do you need pudding?"